Hello again, and first thing I'd like to say is I am normally a glass half full type of guy. I try to stay positive when it comes to opportunities or problems. Let me first off say that I've been collecting Transformers since I've had a job, like when I was in high school, since I was a kid, and my parents would buy them for me, and so on and so forth. But this is more of a buyer beware type of video. It's very disappointing. I actually did a little research, so I wasn't exaggerating. I bought this figure 17 weeks ago. I have probably transformed it as many times as I can count on my fingers, because I primarily bought him for the combined mode. However, as much as I love the robot mode, and as much as I enjoyed in the combined mode, and even the vehicle mode's okay, but it's still passable, there is a huge flaw, and I didn't do any research to see if anybody else has talked about this or if anybody else has made a video about this, but the other day, probably 2 days ago, I was transforming him from combined mode to robot mode, and his chest, let's see if I can get this out here, literally shattered and fell apart. Now the reason I tried to put him together is you guys can see how he looks in robot mode for starters. But as I was putting his head into his chest or abdomen area, it literally fell apart. Now if you look at the head, you'll see the plastic is very thin. Thinner than I even expected. So that is something that I'm sure that factored into it. My piece never fitted incorrectly to begin with. As you can see here, see how the ears go back. One pin stayed on, and then the other portion where the pin is supposed to stay kind of broke as well. So the first thing I did, aside from being pretty upset about this, was I went to my local Toys R Us to make sure that these are in stock. When observing the shelf, I saw 2 units out of maybe about 8. And I'm sure it was people that bought them and returned them because a similar thing happened. But 2 units that were on the shelf sitting with a broken abdomen area. So I brought that to their attention, and they said, well, if you're concerned about these breaking, buy the warranty, which is ridiculous to buy a warranty on an action figure. But it's happening out there. So when you guys are playing with this guy or posing him or transforming him, I sincerely suggest just getting him into a pose you want, whether you prefer him in robot mode, prefer him in combined mode, or even vehicle mode, and just try to fiddle with him as less as possible. And it's disappointing because you buy these to enjoy them. But this is a buyer beware, everybody. Be careful. One factor I think contributed to that, if you look at the head, okay, mine, from the beginning, the head was too wide. You can see that it doesn't just, let me close that a little bit. Even doesn't go, see how it's just rubbing? Oh, maybe you can see it better for you. It just doesn't, and then it doesn't want to come out once it's in, and vice versa. That was a problem from the beginning. So I'm sure that factored into the stress on the plastic. The plastic is thin, once again. That contributed. So between the head not fitting properly and the thin plastic, I think Hasbro did an epic fail. I really hate to say that. My whole life collecting Hasbro toys, I've never had something like this happen to me. And I'm not trying to go all bash on Hasbro, but this is a serious, serious matter. The only issues I've ever had with Hasbro figures is rubber wheels deteriorating, which I've mentioned in another video, and the Beast Wars, when they had the transmetal, the paint, that coming off. That is it. So have this happen, I was shocked. From my experiences in my life, never have I had anything like this happen. Some of my G1 figures haven't had anything like this break. No plastic or anything. So just be careful out there. Just like me, like many of you guys, you want to complete the Aerial Bot set. You got to have Silverbolt, but unfortunately, it is a figure I say buyer beware. Be cautious when you get it, and just enjoy it carefully. Thank you for watching. Please, for future videos, please subscribe, like the video. Please leave your feedback and comments on this. And thanks for watching. Have a good one.